Welcome to India's first Brazilian restaurant that has made its way to the busy streets of central Bengaluru after a successful run in Pune. Welcome to the next episode of Project We, that is my passion project. I'm your host Vinutha, here to take you down my culinary experience here at Boteco. We're here for a weekend breakfast. Is a Portuguese word for traditional bars that are found on the streets of Brazil. The essence of this place is to promote drinks that make way for easy conversations. Let's take ahead this episode and find out what they have to offer for their weekend breakfast. But before we dive into this beautiful spread, I want to spend some time to talk about the architecture and the ambience that they have created here at Boteco. The ambience at Boteco starts right from the outside with an expansive 60-foot tall and 20-foot wide mural. The mural brings Brazil to Bengaluru and gives its citizens a peek into what's inside. The space inside is defined to highlight arches, which is an integral part of the architecture. Right from the entrance with the black and white mural to the way inside, you can tell there was a lot of inspiration drawn from the Brazilian architecture. The inside and the outside includes elements that bring out the essence of Brazil, from Christ the Redeemer to Copacabana Beach, from the Samba to Sugarloaf Mountain, toucans and Brazilian flag. You are transported to the country of Brazil instantly. Natural light from the tall glass windows and a lining of bougainvillea planters bring the outside space inside. Intricate ceramic mosaic tiled work and walls clad in glass mosaic tiles finish the beautiful ambience, creating a one-of-a-kind vibe that the city hasn't witnessed before. What I understand is that Brazilian cuisine is a beautiful amalgamation of European, African, and Asian flavors. It's influenced by immigrants, and its native ingredients are a combination to what brings together this spread at Boteco. The menu in Boteco has been curated by the internationally renowned Brazilian origin chef Guto Souza. While Chef Guto Souza largely uses traditional ingredients from Brazil, this is his take on Brazilian food, and this spread of breakfast is available from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. over the weekends. And what I love from what I see from this spread is that not only has he used native ingredients like the acai, but also used local elements and local ingredients that are sourced here from Bangalore. We have here the traditional acai bowl, and what I can see here is the acai, which was in the smoothie, which is a berry that's at the bottom. It's the smoothie, that's what the acai is used for, but it's topped with bits of dragon fruit. There's a mix of cornflakes and muesli, that's a line of that, and then there's, I think, what looks like dried coconut and pomegranate. Those are the different layers that top off the smoothie, but let's try how the smoothie tastes. Oh my god. So this one's pretty cold. I think that's how it's served. It's served as a cold bowl. It's very light. It's not very thick like the other smoothie bowls that I've typically tasted. This one's a little more runnier, but it is so refreshing. I think having this at a cold temperature sort of helps making it even more refreshing. Starting off the day with this would be so good. I totally recommend this one. An interesting thing I understand about acai is that it's a very native ingredient, a fruit, a berry from Brazil. It's native to the region, and it's referred to as purple gold because of its health benefits. It's rich in antioxidants. It's supposed to be very good for gut health, and hence the name of purple gold. Such an interesting thing, such a perfect breakfast to start the day with. So good. So guys, let's move on to the next dish we have with the spread today. This is a Pao De Queijo. this one I've ordered is filled with mushrooms, but they have options to get other fillings. So you have a classic one that comes with no filling. You can opt for the mushroom stuffing, or you can do bacon or even chicken. So you have 4 different options for the Pao De Queijo. This one's a very classic Brazilian dish. It is supposed to be made using tapioca, which is again something that's widely used in Brazilian cuisine. It's a dough that's worked on quite a bit. It's also known as the cheese bread. So here in Boteco, they use the Gouda cheese to make this one, but otherwise Pao De Queijo can be made with other types of cheese as well, which I believe might be the Italian influence over the region. Let's dig into this one and see how it tastes. It is so good. This texture somewhat reminds me of a choux pastry because it's got a good crust on top. It's a little airy inside. The combination of that texture reminds me of choux pastry. The mushrooms are sauteed well, very simple seasoning, I guess, of salt and pepper. But what really is the dominant flavor here is that tapioca and cheese that's coming from the Pao De Queijo. So good, guys. What we have next, I think, is a very hearty, comforting, big meal that's going to be very filling and the right way to start breakfast. This is the breakfast platter. Come, let's see what goes into this. Starting off with some fresh elements, they have fruits here. They have pomegranate and avocado. They have some roasted tomatoes, spinach and mushrooms. But I like the work on the eggs here. They have sauteed eggs, they have hard-boiled eggs and a poached egg. You can opt for the bacon or you can have this without the bacon. But the most interesting part for me is the Pao De Queijo. This is the classic version. You can see it's stuffed with nothing. So what you're truly going to be able to taste here is the dough, that beautiful amalgamation of Gouda cheese and tapioca. Everything's done up so well. I'm just working through this breakfast and I can already tell they've used the best produce. The eggs, super fluffy, so well done. The scrambled eggs are very fluffy. Let's try some of the poached egg. Ooh, it's been a while since this plate of food is sitting here since we're shooting, but I can't believe the poached egg, the yolk is still runny. That really speaks volumes about the quality of food here. The texture of that poached egg is perfect. The runny yolk and the well-cooked whites. Big thumbs up to this one. So history has it that back in 1700, Brazil's 20% of the population was in slavery. A vast territory of Brazil was experiencing a scarcity of wheat, and that is when the local cooks came up with Pao De Queijo, which was made with tapioca. So that's where the history is. It dates back to, 1700. And it's interesting that you can experience this now in Bangalore, only here at Boteco. It is so good. Perfect way to fill your stomach for breakfast. So what we have here is what I call an open toast, Brazilian style, but this one's a focaccia bread. I think this comes from the Italian influence on the region. You can also opt for a sourdough toast, but I went for the focaccia one that's topped with poached eggs, sauteed spinach and cheese. So let's dive into this one and see how it tastes. That is so good. The bread, I think, is very well toasted in butter. So I get a lot of that flavor, the crunchiness of the bread, a layer of that cheese and that poached egg. Absolute beautiful amalgamation of those flavors. It's very simple, but yet so heartwarming, comforting. The focaccia bread is a softer version. So between the sourdough and the focaccia, I would recommend this one. The sourdough can be a little chewy and hard to work on. This one's lighter, airier. Perfect. So guys, that was our heartwarming, comforting breakfast here at Boteco that has some brilliant Brazilian elements, creating a one-of-a-kind weekend breakfast experience that's available from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. only on weekends. You have to try it out. This is a highly recommended restaurant. You're going to definitely have a good experience. I'll see you again with another gem of a place, so stay tuned.